Welcome around the work stand, Mark.
Hey, Susie.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. You recovering from your big ski weekend? Or ski,
Yes.
not weekend, but your ski time?
Yes, my calves are no longer excruciatingly tight.
Oh,
I don't. So I was at a Nordic ski race, and yes, I Nordic ski, but I did. I didn't train for this event. I have
oh,
skied once beyond this race this year. So there was a little bit of soreness. That spot between at your cuboid, apparently your muscle, like
cuboid.
right in the crook of your arm.
Mm,
Girl, those things were tight.
mm. All right. I've never done such a
Apparently
thing.
we don't use those so much as cyclists.
I've never heard of a cuboid before.
I just called it my crook.
Crook. That's the crook of the
I
arm.
got corrected by my husband who has a master's in like exercise science or something. So
Details.
details. I was like, this.
Speaking of details,
Yes. Why are we here? What are we talking about?
it isn't skiing, but it's more our daily work, websites and marketing. This is the second
Yes.
part, the February edition of the ongoing series on how to market your business better in 2025.
Yes, we talked about Google a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Next big part. So we started with we thought that was the most important, really wanted to put that out there early. Which is all
A lot of questions about that.
okay. Yeah, a lot of questions about that. This is all about how websites make shopping easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they should make it easy
Yes.
because if it's not easy, people just won't do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what shall we do? Shall we go through some tips on what you should be looking for in your website?
Yeah. So if you want more of kind of a general overview, check out our blog post. We've
Be
got
linked in the description below.
Yep. A little bit more information there, kind of going into, I don't know, some of the details. But for today, we really want to talk about how you can set up your website or some things to think about when you're setting up your website or updating your website that are really focused on closing more sales, less abandoned carts, making it easy for people to shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the I don't know, the esoteric thing to think about going into this is it's very hard as a business owner to objectively look at your own website.
Yeah.
Especially if that's not, something you're into. Mm-hmm. So ask for help. Ask friends and customers who more than likely shop other places as well mm-hmm. to help give you a little rundown. Is it easy to shop? Can they find what they want? And try and listen because it is hard. And I have these conversations a lot, and people are shocked when I say, we got to do a better job with your website. Like, why? It's fine. It's like, it's not. So it could be better, mm-hmm. in other words. So let's look at a couple of sites. A couple of sites that do a good job mm-hmm. of this. And the first site is what we'll call a stock site. So this uses the workstand tools. There's not really any custom work here. So that means anybody on the workstand platform can have an effective site. You don't have to spend a lot of extra money on design. Mm-hmm. And it starts with the design aesthetic of being not necessarily minimal, but clean and easy to navigate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and giving the different, I think when you say clean or I like to give different elements on your homepage or other landing pages enough room to kind of breathe and stand on their own, if that makes sense.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So, and that does this very well. Mm-hmm. And then one of the other things, since we're at the top of the page, we'll start and go through that. But, easy to find, prominent place to search. Some people are searchers, some people are navigators. So have this up close to the top and easy to identify. Mm-hmm. If you're a navigator, let's keep this. And there's not like there's plenty of elements here, but they're all clear on what they are. And that's important too. And then, some of them have a few things in here, but let's not overload that. So let's not have, 12 or 15 pages in here when you bring this down. Mm-hmm. And then the next place is hero image.
Yep.
A clear headline and a clear call to action.
Yeah, seasonally relevant. I think this is prime real estate.
Yeah. And of course, I think these guys are in Seattle, Portland. So rain gear is very relevant to this time of year in Portland. And then as they come down, there's interesting things. So, electric bikes are important to them. So there's 2 calls to action that make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then this winter wrench series, nice graphic. It's a little different than the rest of the site, but clearly it's a wrench series. There's tools in the background. It all makes sense. Google reviews are nice. I think people make purchasing decisions based on reviews. So if you're good at it, show it off.
Yes, I was just out of town and I was trying to figure out where to eat, and we did rely on some Google reviews. So I think that also stands for retail, not just food.
Yeah, for sure. And then again, clear places of this is gear and kids' bikes and helmets and good graphics and a little bit of movement on desktop. Of course, you wouldn't see that on mobile, and calls to action of what you want to do. Same down here with the different bike categories. So good, clean, and categories, catalog sections were appropriate. So good job. And this store's sales reflect that. They do a pretty good job on that.
I really appreciate that. I mean, this isn't whatever, but I like these pictures of their stores. I think that's really nice, especially if you've never been there, you're navigating there for the first time. Kind of a cool little element. You know what to look for.
Yeah, and well done images. You can certainly do a lot of good work with a mobile phone, but clearly they went the extra mile and hired a photographer, and I think that makes a difference.
Yeah. So
the other site I wanted to show is a custom site. So this one is not stock tools. This is a custom design site that our creative team worked on. But you see those same elements. So there's, easy to find search, clean, crisp navigation, hero image. We know what it's about. We got a little subheading. We got a clear call to action. Categories, same kind of thing. So just a little more specific to the store.
Yeah.
And that's what these custom design projects are about, is making sure that the aesthetic of the store is reflected accurately on the website.
Yeah, but you can see those key elements exist in both. Each have good space. You kind of know what you're looking for. I love the clear call to actions. I think in general, and I'm probably going to harp on this a few times, of just minimal clicks to get the customer where you want them to go.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. So just clear and straight to it. So I'm into gravel these days. Easy to get into gravel bikes, although there are probably more triathlon bikes on this. And again, easy to find those.
Yeah.
Cool.
So nice kilns. We got search button, search bar, nice and clear in that header. You're going to see that throughout the website, obviously. Nice clean navigation. It's another good feature thing there. Distinct call to action. I like that. Yeah. Another little thing, I guess it sort of pertains to this, but out of your hands as a workstand retailer, but we are making enhancements to make this easier. So our latest one is single page checkout. So that's, if you don't have it yet, it's coming soon. We're just kind of working through everyone based on their settings. And we're thinking about this on all levels. It's not just little design things or layout or choices on how you present your store. We're also doing what we can to make it easier for folks to shop with you. Yeah. Well, there's a few other areas I think that we want to talk about that maybe aren't wildly intuitive.
Well, we always think about, getting a new sale and how to process the sale, but then there's after the sale. So it's important to, as a business function, not necessarily related directly to the website sometimes, but the people that already shop with you are very likely to shop with you again if you can stay in touch with them. So there's a few different ways to do that, but one of our ways is we've got Workstand IQ Loyalty, which are automated emails that campaigns that can be set up to say, okay, everybody that buys a new bike gets this series of emails over the next year or however long. People that paid for tune-ups might probably pay for a tune-up again. So once a year, let's send them a reminder or twice a year about tune-ups. All sorts of things can be done that way to stay in communication with folks. And then during the process, and you and we've done podcasts about this. You've done blog posts about it. There's videos we've got in the Help Center about it. But there's different places within the Workstand system to communicate during that process too. So things like, order messages and the email confirmations and the shopping cart page message and just the way you do your stock status labels. So all those things, well, none of those things in and of themselves will change your world. But when we're trying to figure out how to incrementally improve conversion rates, in other words, the people that start shopping, finish shopping and convert,
Yeah.
then those little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Set clear expectations. Make sure you and the customer are on the same page. What did I say earlier that felt a little bit like something along the lines of like, you may see they enter your credit card information on your website, or they make a purchase in your store and they walk the whatever. What looks like the last step of their first purchase is essentially the next step in their next purchase with you.
Exactly. That is brilliant. What feels like the end of a transaction is really the beginning of the next transaction.
Yeah.
So the smoother it is, the easier it is, the happier they are with that purchase, the more likely they are to start the next purchase.
Exactly. Yep. Starting that relationship. And then I think the last piece would be that your website is the cornerstone of your marketing. So if you can really make that easy to navigate, easy to shop, easy to find what a customer or visitor wants to know about your store, what they want from you or need from you.
Yeah, it's important to do those things.
Yeah. And then it's to enrich your email marketing, your social media marketing, leverage Google ads, which we're seeing retailers have so much success with, and having an online store and advertising locally to your local market on Google is a very effective strategy for a local bike shop.
Yeah. And that piece about some people still don't believe that when I talk to them, that the website is the cornerstone of your marketing. They'll think, well, no, the store is. I want to market and get people to the store. And that's our goal too. The problem is when the majority of your marketing is digital and when even print material is pointing you to your website, the vast majority of the people you reach with your marketing are going to come through the website. And that's why it's mission critical that you think about these things we're putting out there and how do you present yourself digitally, because people will meet that website, that digital presentation, before they ever decide to come to the store. And that's part of how they're going to decide whether to come to the store or not. So it's critically important.
Yeah, and they expect to be able to see your local inventory on your website available for purchase, at least for in-store pickup.
That kind of leads us to our parting point about leveraging the website and some of your other activities to keep people coming back. Because like we said a minute ago, people that already bought from you are the most likely to shop with you because they've already got that experience. So what are some tips for that to make sure that leveraging the website keeps people coming back?
Yeah, I mean, point to it regularly and make sure, like, we always recommend sending at least one or two emails, marketing emails a month. Make sure you have clear calls to action. You're directing folks to, if you want a specific product, send them to that specific product or that specific category, or your service page if you're talking about winter tune-ups. I think loyalty marketing, we talked about that. That's going to be really, really effective. So not only, because you can send that obviously based on someone's in-store purchase, but make it easy for them to make that follow-up purchase. Maybe they bought the road bike, they didn't get the pedals. Follow up with that. And then they can go ahead and secure those pedals in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I think, end of the day, like you mentioned, Mark, nearly every purchase begins on a retailer's website. I think the last stat I saw was like 93%. So I'm going to go ahead and round up and say every purchase
starts with the search. If it starts with the search, your website needs to be dialed to win those organic searches and to be the best destination when you're paying for search. We keep talking about Google ads, but you don't want to pay Google for those results via paid ads and then send people to suboptimal destinations. So it matters on both ends of that spectrum.
Yeah, and I think my biggest, if I could like sum it up, say making it easy. Obviously, an online store is an essential piece of running an effective retail business these days. And when you're thinking about these, sum it up to how many clicks are you making your customer go through to secure their purchase? I feel like minimizing clicks, that's going to be my big takeaway.
I agree. Make it easy.
Make it easy.
common theme.
Yeah. People.
Awesome. As usual, you referenced the blog post, so make sure you're checking that out. I'll put a link below, but you can get to that from the home screen when you log into your admin. It's from our workstand.com website. Click the link below if you're already here. Makes it simple. Make it easy.
Make it easy. Yeah, we tried to make it. We tried to make it nice and easy, and really clearly define when we say a recommendation, how it benefits you and how it benefits your customers. So take a look.
Yeah. And if you look at your website and you take an objective look and it doesn't look like the ones we showed you earlier, that we talked about earlier, simple, clean, reach out to Client Success. They can give you some tips, point you to the Help Center. We've got sample homepages in the library that makes it easy to get a more cleanly defined homepage. And if you want more from a design aesthetic, then we've got things like premium themes. We do full custom designs. So let me know, because I work on those projects a lot.
Yeah. Well, I guess until then, we'll see you around the workstand.